What if I told you that right now, at this very moment, you're not just watching this video, you're actually changing reality itself? I know that sounds completely insane, but stick with me for the next few minutes because what I'm about to show you will fundamentally shift how you see the world around you. We're diving deep into one of the most mind-bending discoveries in quantum physics. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at observation the same way again. Before we jump in, let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed how sometimes when you're really focused on finding something, maybe your keys or your phone, they seem to appear exactly where you thought they'd be? Or how when you're thinking about someone, they suddenly call or text you? Most people write this off as coincidence, but what if there's something deeper happening here? What if your observation, your attention, your consciousness itself is playing a far more active role in shaping reality than you ever imagined? Now I want you to think about this for a second. Everything you've been taught about reality probably goes something like this. There's an objective world out there, independent of whether you're looking at it or not. The moon exists whether you see it or not. Your coffee cup is sitting on your table whether you're paying attention to it or not. This seems obvious, right? But here's where things get absolutely wild. Quantum physics has discovered that at the most fundamental level of reality, this common sense understanding is completely wrong. Let me paint you a picture that's going to blow your mind. Imagine you're looking at a coin that's spinning in the air. In our everyday experience, that coin is either heads or tails at any given moment. We just can't see which one until it lands. But in the quantum world, particles don't behave like this spinning coin. Instead, they exist in what scientists call a superposition. They're literally in all possible states at the same time until the moment you observe them. It's not that we don't know which state they're in. They're actually in every possible state simultaneously. This sounds like science fiction, but it's been proven over and over again in laboratories around the world. The most famous demonstration of this is called the double-slit experiment, and it's so bizarre that it made Nobel Prize-winning physicist Richard Feynman say it contains the only mystery of quantum mechanics. Here's how it works, and I want you to really think about this because it's going to challenge everything you believe about reality. Scientists shoot individual particles, like photons or electrons, at a barrier with two slits cut into it. Behind this barrier, they place a detector screen to see where the particles land. Now, if particles were just tiny balls flying through space, you'd expect them to go through one slit or the other and create two distinct patterns on the detector screen. But that's not what happens. Instead, even when they fire one particle at a time, the particles create an interference pattern on the screen, bands of light and dark that can only be explained if each individual particle somehow went through both slits at the same time and interfered with itself. But here's where it gets absolutely mind-bending. The moment, and I mean the exact moment, scientists set up detectors to see which slit each particle goes through, the interference pattern disappears. The particles start behaving like normal objects, going through one slit or the other. The very act of observation changes the fundamental behavior of reality at the quantum level. Think about what this means. It's not just that observation reveals pre-existing properties. Observation literally determines what properties exist. The particle doesn't have a definite path until you look for its path. It doesn't have a definite position until you measure its position. The universe at its most basic level seems to be a realm of pure potential, waiting for consciousness to collapse it into definite reality. Now you might be thinking, okay, this is fascinating, but how does this apply to my daily life? Quantum effects happen at such a tiny scale that surely they don't matter for objects larger than atoms. And for a long time, scientists thought the same thing. But recent discoveries are suggesting that quantum effects might persist at much larger scales than we ever imagined, potentially all the way up to the macroscopic world we live in. Consider this. Your brain contains roughly 86 billion neurons, each one connected to thousands of others through synapses. Some researchers are proposing that consciousness itself might emerge from quantum processes happening in the microtubules within your brain cells. If this is true, then your conscious observation isn't just passively receiving information about the world. It might be actively participating in the creation of reality itself. This brings us to one of the most controversial interpretations of quantum mechanics, the idea that consciousness plays a fundamental role in the structure of reality. Some interpretations suggest that the universe exists in a state of pure potential until conscious observation collapses this potential into actual experience. This doesn't mean you can just think really hard and make $1 million appear in your bank account. The rules of quantum mechanics are far more subtle and complex than that. But it does suggest something profound about the relationship between mind and matter. When you observe something, you're not just a passive receiver of information. You're an active participant in the unfolding of reality. Your attention, your intention, your very consciousness becomes part of the quantum mechanical process that determines what becomes real and what remains in the realm of possibility. Let me give you a practical example that might make this clearer. Have you ever noticed how your mood can affect the events of your entire day? When you wake up in a positive, optimistic frame of mind, you tend to notice opportunities, positive interactions, and good outcomes. When you wake up stressed or negative, you seem to encounter obstacles, difficult people, and frustrating situations. The conventional explanation is that your mood affects your perception and behavior, which then influences your experiences. But what if there's a deeper level to this? What if your conscious state, your way of observing and expecting the world, actually influences the probability distributions of quantum events that ultimately manifest as your daily experiences? What if the reason optimistic people seem to have more lucky breaks isn't just because they notice them more, but because their positive observation actually increases the likelihood of positive outcomes at the quantum level? This idea connects to something called the quantum Zeno effect, where frequent observation of a quantum system can actually freeze it in its current state or influence its evolution. Some researchers speculate that human consciousness might work similarly, that our focused attention and expectation might influence the probability waves of quantum events in ways that cascade up to affect our macroscopic reality. Now, I want to be clear about something important. This doesn't mean that quantum physics proves you can manifest anything you want just by thinking about it. The relationship between consciousness and quantum mechanics is far more nuanced and complex than that. What it does suggest is that the boundary between observer and observed, between mind and matter, might not be as clear-cut as we've traditionally believed. Consider the implications of this for how you approach your daily life. If observation really does play a role in shaping reality, then how you observe becomes incredibly important. Are you observing your life from a place of curiosity and openness, or from a place of fear and limitation? Are you looking for evidence of possibility and growth, or are you unconsciously seeking confirmation of your limitations and problems? The quality of your attention might be one of the most powerful tools you possess. When you observe with genuine curiosity, when you look for patterns and possibilities that serve your highest good, when you maintain an attitude of openness to positive outcomes, you might be doing more than just changing your perspective. You might be participating in the quantum mechanical processes that determine what potentials become actualized in your experience. This brings us to something even more fascinating, the role of measurement in quantum mechanics. In the quantum world, the very act of measurement doesn't just reveal properties that were already there, it actually creates those properties. Before measurement, a particle exists in a superposition of all possible states. The measurement process forces the particle to choose one specific state from all the possibilities. What constitutes a measurement is still hotly debated among physicists. Some argue that any interaction with the environment counts as a measurement. Others suggest that conscious observation is required. But regardless of the exact mechanism, the principle remains. The act of looking, of paying attention, of measuring, fundamentally changes what's being observed. Think about how this applies to your own self-observation. When you examine your thoughts, your emotions, your patterns of behavior, you're not just passively observing pre-existing conditions. You're actively participating in determining which aspects of your potential self become actualized. The questions you ask yourself, the qualities you look for, the possibilities you consider, All of these might be part of a quantum mechanical process of collapsing your potential into your actual experience. This is why mindfulness and self-awareness practices might be far more powerful than we typically realize. When you observe your thoughts without judgment, when you pay attention to your emotional patterns with curiosity rather than criticism, when you notice your habits and behaviors with the intention to understand rather than to condemn, you might be engaging in a form of conscious measurement that influences which version of yourself becomes most real. The implications extend beyond personal development into our collective reality as well. If consciousness plays a role in quantum measurement, then the collective consciousness of humanity might be participating in the ongoing creation of our shared reality. The stories we tell ourselves about what's possible, the futures we imagine and expect, the problems we focus on, and the solutions we envision, all of these might be contributing to the quantum mechanical processes that determine which potential futures become actual. This gives new meaning to the idea that we create our own reality. It's not just a metaphor or a motivational concept. It might be a literal description of how consciousness interfaces with the quantum mechanical structure of the universe. Your observations, your expectations, your focused attention might be genuine causal factors in the unfolding of reality itself. But here's something crucial to understand. This doesn't make you responsible for everything that happens to you. The universe is incredibly complex, with countless conscious observers and quantum systems interacting in ways we're only beginning to comprehend. Your individual consciousness is one factor among many in the vast web of quantum interactions that create our shared reality. What it does mean is that you have far more agency and influence than you might have believed. Every moment of conscious observation is an opportunity to participate in the creation of reality rather than simply reacting to a predetermined world. The way you observe, the quality of your attention, the intentions behind your awareness, these might be among the most important choices you make. This understanding can transform how you approach challenges and opportunities. Instead of seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances beyond your control, you can recognize yourself as an active participant in a quantum mechanical process of reality creation. Your observations and expectations become tools for influencing probability rather than just predictions about predetermined outcomes. The research in this field is ongoing and rapidly evolving. Scientists are discovering new ways that quantum effects might persist at larger scales, new mechanisms by which consciousness might interface with quantum systems, and new evidence for the active role of observation in determining reality. We're living through a revolution in our understanding of the nature of reality itself. What's becoming clear is that the universe is far more participatory than we ever imagined. It's not a clockwork mechanism running according to predetermined rules, independent of observers. It's more like an ongoing conversation between consciousness and quantum possibility, with each observation contributing to the next moment of reality. So the next time you find yourself observing your life, your circumstances, your possibilities, remember that you're not just a passive viewer. You're an active participant in one of the most fundamental processes in the universe, the transformation of quantum potential into actual experience. Your consciousness, your attention, your very act of observation might be helping to write the script of reality itself. The question isn't whether observation shapes reality. Quantum physics has already demonstrated that it does. The question is how consciously and skillfully you want to participate in this process. How do you want to observe? What do you want to look for? What possibilities do you want to collapse into actuality through the quantum mechanical power of your conscious attention? The universe is watching you watch it, and in that mutual observation, reality is continuously being born. You're not separate from the universe. You're one of the ways the universe observes and knows itself. And in that knowing, in that observing, the next moment of existence comes into being. This is the profound truth that quantum physics is revealing, that consciousness and reality are not separate phenomena, but aspects of a single, unified process. You are not in the universe, and the universe is not external to you. You are the universe becoming conscious of itself, observing itself, and through that observation, continuously creating itself anew.